Breaking news of Floyd Mayweather CEO Leonard Ellerbe laughing off ESPN latest pound-for-pound list for not having the current two undisputed champions that's not coming off a loss, both Devin Haney and Jermell Charlo. However, they have Vasyl Lomachenko on the list, a fighter that recently came off a loss who haven't avenged his loss since. Matter of fact, a fighter that never avenged any of his losses to both Salido and Teofimo Lopez, where Leonard Ellerbe said, quote, "Can't make this shit up. They want him to be on top so bad, it's beyond laughable. F out of here. They want him at number one. Put him there. I give 0 Fs. He's the best fighter ever. Laugh out loud. Get the F out of here." End of the quote. Now, first of all, to the people that's asking me, when us new media gonna release our pound-for-pound list, well, it's gonna be real soon. Actually, we already have it made. I just have a couple projects in the works, and then after that, me and Dante gonna publish it. So be on the lookout for the cookout. Nevertheless, when it comes to ESPN pound-for-pound list, it's as clear as day at this point. Their pound-for-pound list is racially biased. Clearly, they favor certain fighters, aka the fighters on the hope list. If you take a look at ESPN pound-for-pound list from the bottom to the top, you would notice Lomachenko being on the pound-for-pound list over Devin Haney, the undisputed champion in the lightweight division. Now, how would Lomachenko, without a belt, coming off a loss recently, is over Devin Haney on the pound-for-pound list? Matter of fact, Devin Haney is not even on the list, which makes no sense whatsoever. Devin Haney beat the man who beat the man that beat Vasyl Lomachenko. To make matters worse, Lomachenko ducked Devin Haney on multiple occasions. In fact, when Devin Haney was Lomachenko mandatory, Devin became the champion because Lomachenko turned down a fight with his mandatory Devin Haney. So he was stripped of his belt. Now Devin Haney is the undisputed champion at the lightweight division. The first one to do it in the 4 belts era. He's the youngest on the list and the last one to do it in the lightweight division since Pernell Whitaker, which is something that hasn't been done for over 30 years. This is the highest accomplishment you can achieve in the sport of boxing. Even Vasyl Lomachenko, his dream is to become undisputed. Ironically, Devin Haney nickname, The Dream. Lomachenko only dreams about Devin Haney reality, being undisputed. However, some way, somehow, magically, Lomachenko is on the pound-for-pound list while Devin Haney is not. Keep in mind, even though Devin Haney has everything while Lomachenko has nothing, Lomachenko is still ducking Devin Haney to this day. Would you guys believe Loma requested to have a third tuna fight against his sparring partner instead of fighting Devin Haney for undisputed? Which tells the whole story. The ducktail of Lomachenko. More importantly, what doesn't make no sense whatsoever. If we going by ESPN own standards when it comes to rankings, it was ESPN that put so much emphasis on becoming undisputed. Back in the day when Usyk became undisputed at cruiserweight, one of the weakest divisions in boxing, ESPN automatically put Usyk on the pound-for-pound list just because he became undisputed, despite him not beating anybody. So if we are going by them same standards, then both Devin Haney and Jermell Charlo should be even higher than Usyk was on the pound-for-pound list due to the obvious fact they became undisputed in some of the deepest divisions in boxing, while currently they have a deeper resume now than Usyk did then, back when he became undisputed at cruiserweight. Therefore, there's a clear double standard there when it comes to the fighters on the coincidental list compared to the fighters on the hope list. You also have Tyson Fury, who is retired. Tyson Fury announced his retirement. Remember back in the day when Floyd Mayweather was pound for pound number 1 in 2007? As soon as Floyd Mayweather announced his retirement, they automatically removed Floyd Mayweather from all of the pound-for-pound lists. No one gave Floyd Mayweather the benefit of the doubt of him coming back, even though they knew he was coming back. Floyd was still in his late 20s. Therefore, by them same standards, why is Tyson Fury still on the pound-for-pound list? You even have Canelo Alvarez. How is Canelo number 5 over Bivol when Bivol completely smashed Canelo from corner to corner to corner to every corner across the world? Canelo Alvarez have been ducking Benavidez, Andrade, and Charlo for years. Then, in a cherry pick gone wrong, he lost every single round to Bivol. Then, after he lost, he turned down the rematch at 168, his natural division, his best division, which raises the $1 million question. Why is Canelo even on the pound-for-pound list coming off a blowout loss his last fight, where he lost every single minute of every single round to Bivol, then turned down the rematch? So why and how Canelo is pound-for-pound number 5 over Bivol? Is it because of the contaminated meat or what? Canelo shouldn't even be on the list. Last but not least, you have Haney. He's one of my favorite fighters, don't get me wrong, but why is he that high on the pound-for-pound list? Devin Haney, Jermell Charlo, Errol Spence, Bivol, Usyk, and Shakur Stevenson, they all have deeper resumes than Haney. They beat way better names. Matter of fact, I challenge you to name me anybody Haney beat outside of a washed-up Donaire who was 39 years old. And don't Google it either. But even if you do, you're still not gonna find any name. Matter of fact, before he fought Donaire, he fought a guy who was 12-2, a fighter that was not even ranked on the top 50. His name is Aaron. Is that why Haney that high on the pound-for-pound list? I mean, make it make sense. Clearly, Haney, just like Lomachenko and Canelo, has the complexion for the connection. There are easily 10 fighters I could name who are more deserving to be on the pound-for-pound list than Haney. The moral of the story, credit is earned, not given, which at this point, old media agenda is as clear as day. The fighters on the coincidental list have to do 3 times more just to get half of the credit, while the fighters on the hope list only have to do half of the credit, and they will be given 10 times the credit of whatever they did. With the facts being laid out, drop your thoughts in the comment section below, subscribe below, and click on the notification bell to be continued on the next episode of Akhi, TV. Peace, and I'm on to the next one.